He was the quarterback who refused to stand still, and it drove his coach so mad he traded him away. Despite breaking almost every quarterback record in the book, today few remember Fran Tarkenton. But by the end of this video, you'll see how one man's unorthodox style forever changed the NFL. Before we begin, a quick content warning for this episode. Some of the racial language used in the 60s and 70s was extremely offensive. We do our best to avoid using such language in our videos, but given the subject matter, some words and phrases may be unavoidable. Viewer discretion is advised. In 1961, the 22-year-old rookie quarterback out of the University of Georgia took the field against the Chicago Bears. His name was Francis Albert Tarkenton, but everyone called him Fran. In less than one quarter, the big lug would regret that nickname. It was a cold November day at the Polo Grounds, and early in the first quarter, the New York team's new quarterback dropped back to pass. 5 giant paws swatted at him. He scrambled forward, then rolled right, only to be met by 2 more defenders. As they closed in, he heaved a prayer towards the end zone. The ball hung in the air like a wounded bird. The wide receiver came up limping, and the ball fell harmlessly to the ground. The crowd jeered, and the coach, Norm Van Brocklin, felt a vein throbbing in his neck. "That's not the way we do things around here," he said later. "I told him don't ever do that again. You either throw the ball or hand it off. If you can't do those 2 things, get the hell off the field." But young Mr. Tarkenton had just realized something very important. Staying still in the pocket meant certain destruction. So when he dropped back to pass, he ran. A lot. Over the next 4 years, despite playing on one of the worst expansion teams in history, he led the league's ground attack and outranked even the star running backs. But Coach Van Brocklin hated it. "I want my quarterback to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball," he thundered. "Not go running around like a chicken with its head cut off." Tensions reached a boiling point midway through the 1964 season. After another 3-interception game, he was benched. Then he was traded to the New York Giants. "They say he'll never make it," said the sports pages, "because he can't throw the ball the traditional way." But Tarkenton was about to show them all what he was made of. Instead of trying to conform, he doubled down. When he dropped back, he scrambled. For the next 3 years, the Giants went from being a laughingstock to a legitimate contender, thanks to their fearless leader who made magic happen outside the pocket. The media still doubted him. They said he was lucky, or maybe the other team just didn't know how to stop him. But quietly, he led the league in game-winning drives. In 1967, the Vikings traded to bring him back to Minnesota as their new field general. At first, things were rocky. But now, on a serious contender, Tarkenton finally had the weapons to put on a show. In 1969, after starting the season 0-4, the Vikings won 8 straight. Tarkenton threw just 5 interceptions during that stretch, proving he wasn't just a gunslinger. He also became famous for his no-huddle offense, which kept defenses on their toes. In 1973, he led the Vikings to their first Super Bowl. Even though they lost to the Dolphins, a rematch was looming. "We're going to whip them next year," he told the press, confidently predicting the outcome of the following season. And they did. He set records, led the Vikings deep into the playoffs, and broke Johnny Unitas's career touchdown record. In 1975, he won the NFL MVP. He became the face of a new kind of quarterback, one who could throw and run. But tragically, no rings. He led the Vikings to 3 Super Bowls, but each time they lost. The narrative turned against him. Was he good enough to win it all? That became his legacy. When he retired in 1978, he left as the NFL's all-time leader in passing yards, touchdowns, and completions. But he was a pioneer without a championship. His greatest accomplishment was also his curse. He pioneered the scrambling QB, a position we take for granted today because of guys like Steve Young, Michael Vick, and Lamar Jackson. But back then it was revolutionary. He was the original dual-threat quarterback, decades ahead of his time. And to think people forget him. but now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below. Do you think Tarkenton gets enough credit for paving the way for modern QBs? Like and share if you want to see more historical figures get their flowers while they're still here. Subscribe for more videos of forgotten legends, and until next time, keep being great.